high-grade Age-2 Special Forces version. Hey, what's up again everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, GundamReviews.net, and do not adjust your sets because there's going to be a lot of black and white in this review. It's because it's a special version here. This is available online from the Premium Bandai store, and basically what it is it's the Age-2 normal, recolored in all white, and you may be wondering why there's already one there if this hasn't been unboxed yet. And that's because right before this thing got announced, well, I had painted up my own. So anyway, you get to see the comparison of the two, but let's take a look at this premium product and see how it is. This is a 2012 release, and the price is indicated as 1,500 yen. And looking around the rest of the box, of course it's by Bandai, online and in plastic model form, and there you can see the nameplate there. The Age-2 Special Forces version, however you want to translate it. There's a couple things that are cool about this, the first one being just that in terms of the Gundams, when you've got a brand, I suppose, and you've got a main character and you've got animators that are doing it up every single week, you know that they want to keep consistency, and outside of things like the Impulse Gundam where we actually got to see it change colors, but that was because of its wear system at the time. Even the strike didn't change despite the fact that its sort of color motif changed as its backpack and strike packs changed. However, in this case, we've seen from the RX-78-2 that it should have been the G3 according to the MSVs, and the novels apparently, but something that was very cool is that in the story, when Wolf passed away and died in battle, well, Asano was certainly affected greatly by that, and he took the time even that after another time skip that he painted up the very famous, the four colors that we always see on Gundams, and he did it in all white, and it wasn't just a dream, it wasn't anything else. We actually had a whole episode of the white aged Asum running around and doing very well, and Flit trusting him completely, which was sort of a cool end of the character arc there. And it was the kind of thing that is just a very cool variation, and I think it's something that people want to paint up both in memory of Wolf, plus just for the fact that it's just so rare that they're going to take a Gundam, and it looks like we've got 10 lead variations in this, and if you want to count the white one, which was in for a full episode, then we already have 11, and that is a lot. So Age breaking the mold all over the place, sort of cool that they didn't have to break the mold at all they had to do was inject different colors of plastic. And no, I'm sorry, you guys, yeah, you don't count. So it's going to be a very quick box tour here, and that's because, yes, the box is in black and white, which is fitting, and I don't even think that I've explicitly stated it, but yes, Wolf, his mobile suits were all white, so Asum in his honor is going to do the same with the H2 normal here. So here you get to see the normal in its white colors there. From the front and the back, you can still see that there's going to be a lot of gray from the inner frame sticking out there. It's not going to impact its transformation at all into the Strider form, and outside of that, you're just going to see the same picture over and over again. And to the other side, where you actually get some message there, you've got basically the Age-2. Asum is going to be carrying on Wolf's memory with the white mobile suit. Brings back memories of him and Flit fighting in, episode 2 as to who would actually get to pilot the H1. Over here, you're going to see some of the line art, which is looking pretty cool there in the white. And over here, you're going to see some more information there about Wolf and Yakel and what Asum did. And I wish there was a little bit more story about the actual special forces. Nonetheless, it's just one of those things that it's cool to have. So inside the box we go, where you're going to be getting, you guessed it, white, white, and more white. Pink beam sabers there, and actually it looks like there are some variations there on the A-plate. It's not all the same color of white. However, the rest of this is going to be all white, including a white action base to go along with the side binders. The gray, as expected, is unchanged. You can see that you're going to be getting some colorful seals there just to break it up. The weapons, etc. are still in gray, and you're going to have a special instruction part down there to go along with the regular Age-2 manual. So I'm not sure how this is going to show through here, but if you take a look at here and here, you are actually going to have two different colors, or I'm sorry, it's going to be the same color here and here, but it's going to be different from the rest of the white that's going to dominate the next three plates here. So you can see that you are going to have a little bit of a bonus kind of thing. When I painted up my H2 normal, I just used the same white all over the place. If you do look at it carefully every once in a while, just because of the light and the color that was underneath, it's going to show up a little bit differently, but it's still a plus that Bandai's going to go to the trouble of at least injecting this second color in there. So you can see that you're going to have the waist, the head there, the goatee, and you're also going to have these parts there for the old, what would be yellow on the RX-72, and on the chest there and the neck is going to be done up in that slightly off-white, whatever you want to call it, eggshell. I'm sure there's people that have painted lately that would know a lot better. And just to show you a color comparison, here it is. This would be red, this would be blue, and this would be yellow, so those two are now eggshell. If you want to see everything in detail, don't forget that you can check out my review of the regular Age-2 normal, where you'll see things in a lot more detail. But as it is, here you can see that the B plate, all white and no changes here. All it was blue became white. Here's the C plate, which has absolutely no change whatsoever. However, it's jogged my memory that this C plate was actually, I forgot that the Age-2 normal in its blue variation actually had the base in white as well. I think the double bullet was in gray, if somebody wants to throw a comment down below to remind me. And here's the D plate for the Special Forces version. There's the old one for the old school blue normal. And outside of that, remember that this is going to get changed for the Dodge Lancer for the Darkhound, which is a lot of fun and just yet another color variation. So the Age-2 ended up having certainly the most, or so it would seem, although the Age-1 keeps getting more and more and perhaps will give it a run for its money by the end of the show. And you know that this is an easy color mod for Bandai to do, and they don't even have to bother to redo the stickers in any way, shape, or form. This still is just going to be the same as the blue normal there, as you've got these parts which are going to show through for the transformation, and otherwise just little green and black parts there that are seals that are going to go stick on. I still love that different shade of green though that they put on the head, and I think it's going to show up even more on the white here. The manual is going to be completely identical. The only thing being different is that this was on top. It's just a little piece of paper, so if you want to order parts, let's say you're missing something from the A or the C plate or something like that, well, basically, if you send in this one here, which has the Special Forces thing written there in kanji, basically, Bandai would be sending you the parts in white instead of the blue, red, or yellow. So this was a fun unbox for me and one of the few premium online items that I've tried to buy. Anyway, I was just excited to see how it's going to stack up next to the one that I tried painting, and I suppose the best part just has to be that you're going to be getting at least the 2 shades of white, so he's not going to be completely duotone or whatever you want to call just the fact when he's white and gray. You are going to have the 2 colors, and I think that's going to show up especially well on the skirts and on the chest, and anyway, everything like that, it's going to look cool to see them side by side and add yet another Age-2. Anyway, everybody, why don't you let me know what you think about this? Bandai, should they have made this a regular retail version, or for something that only showed up for 1 episode? Is that the kind of thing that should be on retail shelves? Or how about buying online? If you've had experiences with that, why don't you talk about those here? Would love to hear from you. And anyway, everybody, stick around. I'll have a short part at the end, or I'll just have a 1 part after this where you see the comparisons and everything else and him transformed in white. And anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Stick around, and as always, let me know what you think. See ya. Genius, Bandai. Absolutely genius.